A successful life. Hello, I'm Christopher, welcome to my channel. First of all, leave your like and subscribe to my channel to continue receiving the videos automatically and for YouTube to understand that this content is useful to other people. So let's go. Successful people speak, think and approach situations, challenges and problems differently than most people. And the only way to be successful is to have the same attitudes as successful people. Success is no different than any other skill. Replicate the actions and mindsets of successful people and you will create success for yourself. Here are 31 commonly found qualities, personality traits and habits that make successful people who they are. When reading this list, think, how many items have to do with you? What areas do you need to work on? 1. Have an "I can do it" attitude. People with an "I can do it" attitude approach every situation with the perspective that it can be done, whatever it is. They always use phrases like, "We can do it," "Let's make it happen," "Let's solve it," and always maintain that there is a solution. These people speak with explanations and problem-solving in mind, and they communicate challenges with a positive outlook. 2. Believing, "I'll figure it out." Even if you're not sure how to do something, the best answer is, "I'll figure it out," not, "I don't know." You can admit you're not familiar with something, as long as after admitting it you promise to find out or find someone who will. 3. Focus on the opportunity. Successful people see all situations, including problems and complaints, as opportunities. Where others see difficulties, successful individuals know that problems solved equal new products, services, and customers, and likely financial success. Remember, to succeed is to overcome a challenge. Therefore, you cannot succeed without some kind of difficulty. 4. Love challenges. While many people loathe challenges and use them as reasons to sink further into indifference, highly successful individuals are compelled and invigorated by challenges. Challenges are the experiences that hone the skills of successful people. To reach your goals, you have to get to a place where every challenge becomes fuel for you. 5. Seek to solve problems. Give me a problem, anyone, and when I solve it, I'm rewarded and I can be a hero. The bigger the problems and the more people benefit from the solution, the more powerful your success. One of the best and fastest ways to distinguish yourself from the masses is to establish yourself as someone who makes things better, not worse. 6. Persist until you succeed. The ability to persist on a given path, regardless of obstacles, unexpected events, bad news and resistance, to remain steadfast and strong in some state, purpose, or course of action despite the conditions is a common trait of those who make it happen. This quality is necessary to turn any dream into reality. 7. Take risks. Most people never make it far enough to be recognized, gain attention, and make a big impact. They are trying to protect or maintain a reputation, a position, or some status already achieved. Successful people are willing to take gambles, they take chances and know, regardless of the outcome, that they can go back and do it again. Remember the old adage, nothing ventured, nothing gained. 8. Be unreasonable. Unreasonable doesn't mean you're mentally unstable, and let's face it, who isn't a little out of sorts, but rather that you refuse to validate the alleged sanity of reasonable actions that will never get you what you want. Think, would we have cars, planes, space travel, telephones and the internet if someone hadn't done something that someone else had labeled unreasonable? Man wouldn't do anything exceptional if it weren't for the disposition to be unreasonable. 9. Live dangerously. Being careful requires you to act cautiously, and there's no way to reach 10x activity levels by being cautious. Massive action requires you to ignore caution, even if it puts you in harm's way. 10. Take action promptly. The very successful ones act a lot. Regardless of what that action looks like, these people rarely sit around doing nothing, even when they're on vacation. Just ask their spouses or families. Failures talk about a plan of action but never quite do what they say they're going to do, at least not enough to get what they want. Successful people assume that their future accomplishments depend on investing in actions that may not pay off today, but which, when taken consistently and persistently over time, will sooner or later bear fruit. 11. Always say yes. When given the option of doing or not doing something, always say yes. Life is for living, which is impossible when you're constantly saying no. Try it, say yes until you become so successful that you have to. 12. Commit habitually. In fact, we are suffering from a commitment shortage. Many people and organizations do not fully commit to their activities, duties, obligations and responsibilities to see things happen. To succeed, it's vital that you stop testing the water temperature and just jump in. 13. Go all the way. Until an action is turned into a success, it is not over. Until you make a prospect a customer or a prospect an investor, you haven't made it all the way. This may sound difficult, but if you called a customer 50 times and didn't close the deal, you might as well never have called that person. This is the point where people become unreasonable and therefore fail. Commit to being completely unreasonable and going through with it. 14. Stay focused on the now. Taking action immediately allows the most successful to design the future they want. They are aware that procrastination is the quintessential weakness. Anyone who puts off doing what they can do now will never gain the momentum and confidence that comes with it. 15. Demonstrate courage. You often find that successful people have an air of confidence and conviction, a sense of comfort and maybe even a touch of arrogance. Before you start thinking that they are inherently different, you must understand that they acquired these qualities as a result of action. The more often you can do things that scare you a little, the more others will label you as brave and gravitate towards you. 16. Embrace change. How can you create success when you're trying to stop things from becoming different? It's impossible. The successful look at how the world is changing and think about how they can increase their advantage. They know they must keep adapting. The willingness to embrace change is a great quality of successful people. 17. Determine and adopt the right approach. The successful ones know they can quantify what works and what doesn't, while the unsuccessful ones just focus on the hard work. Whatever the method, successful people don't think in terms of hard work, even if they are, of course, willing to work hard. Instead, they figure out how to work smart and deal with the situation by finding and using the right approach until they succeed. 18. Break with traditional ideas. The most successful pursue traditions, not follow established ones. Don't stick to what others have agreed to think. Discover ways to capitalize on traditional thinking that holds others back. 19. Be goal-oriented. Successful people are highly goal-oriented and always pay more attention to the target than the problem. They are apparently able to dodge problems because of their commitment and focus on the goal. While I try to stay focused on the present, I want to keep most of my attention on the big picture of my goals, not just the task at hand. 20. Being on a mission. Until you start approaching your job as if you were on a mission, it will always be reduced to just a job. You must undertake all activities with the zealous attitude that this effort could change the world forever. Treat every phone call, email, sales call, meeting, presentation, and day you spend at the office not like a job but like a calling by which you will forever be known. 21. Have a high level of motivation. Motivation refers to the act or state of being stimulated to action. To be successful, it is critical that you are stimulated, excited, and driven to one or more actions. It's not the kind of enthusiasm that lasts for a few hours, a day, or a week. It's based on what you do every day to spur yourself to action and inspire you to keep going. Highly successful people continually seek and discover reasons to stay perpetually motivated to reach new levels of success. 22. Be interested in the results. Successful people don't value effort, work or time spent on an activity, they value the results. Let's face it, like it or not, results are what matter. Be demanding with yourself and don't give up until you get results. 23. having big goals and dreams. The biggest regret of my life is that I initially set goals and objectives based on what was realistic rather than radical and monumental thinking. Thinking big changes the world. Dream big, be big, and then figure out how to become bigger than that. 24. Create your own reality. Successful people are a lot like magicians, they don't deal with other people's realities. Instead, they strive to create a new reality for themselves, different from what others accept. Not interested in what? 25. Commit first, find out later. Most people assume they have to figure everything out first and commit as soon as they do, however, they never seem to get away with it. While it can be risky to commit first and figure out the rest later, I believe that creativity and problem solving are only fostered after a person is fully committed. 26. Be extremely ethical. For me, being ethical doesn't just mean playing by society's rules. I also believe that being ethical requires people to do what they told others they would do, and to do it until they get the desired results. I'm not talking about the cash register ethic here, but rather the larger concept of living up to your abilities and potential, as well as your implicit or explicit commitments. 27. Be interested in the group. You can only be okay if the people around you are too. The health and well-being of the population as a whole must be of the utmost importance to each individual member, which is something the most successful people know. You want everyone on your team to win and improve, because chances are it will improve for you too. For that reason, you always want to do everything you can to lift the rest of the team to greater heights. 28. Dedicate yourself to continuous learning. The most successful CEOs read an average of 60 books and attend more than 6 conferences a year. The most successful people I know read everything they can. 29. Staying out of your comfort zone. The most important things I've done in my life weren't the ones I was comfortable with, in fact, many of them made me very uncomfortable. It's so tempting to settle for your surroundings, daily rituals and habits, most of which are probably not furthering your mission. When things are familiar, it feels good. However, successful people are willing to put themselves in new and unfamiliar situations. Be willing to step out of your comfort zone. It's a sure sign that you're on the right path to success. 30. Look up in relationships. Make it a habit to look up in all your relationships to people who are better connected, more educated, and more successful. The people you surround yourself with influence whether or not you achieve your goals. You don't want to be horizontal. You want to move up, and you do that by associating with bigger thinkers, bigger dreamers, and bigger players. 31. Be disciplined. To always achieve and maintain success, you must determine which habits are constructive and disciplined. None of the things on this list are superhuman qualities. Each of them is perfectly plausible. Don't just use one or two of these techniques. Start thinking and working with them, and they will become part of you. Use them all. Did you like it? Comment and share.